I'm Tabitha Angel, and I'm the Senior Director of the Our Promise campaign. So I'm so excited to catch up with Tom Runge, who's here with us today. Tom?
Hey, Tabitha, how are you? So
Hi,
nice to
Tom.
see you.
I am great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I really am great.
Awesome. So as you know, it was such a pleasure having you on our team multiple years in a row.
Yes.
So we want to hear a little bit more about your experience. What did you learn from being a Leaders United?
I think the biggest thing I learned is just how generous state employees are. Even during the downturn, folks really dug deep to give, and so altruistic folks, and we're blessed with with having a good stable job, and folks wanted to give back, so that was really nice to see.
Yeah, it's always interesting, state employees, everybody has their own perception of what a state employee does, how they work, how they function. But really what I think is truly amazing is you're such a huge workforce. There's over 290,000 state employees, and the actual, capacity that people, fantastic to see.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what was
I have a little delay. I didn't quite hear that. Oh, darn.
I'm sorry. What was your favorite thing about being a Leaders United?
Favorite thing was the Make a Difference Mondays, right? Where we got a chance to go and visit the nonprofits throughout Sacramento. We really got to see the work they did and what a difference they make in our community. Sacramento would not be the same place without the nonprofits doing everything they do. Healthcare, child development, public safety, anything that could really think of, the nonprofit community has a hand in, and they do wonderful things for our town.
Well, you kind of stole my thunder, my next question, and that was, what did you learn about the nonprofit community? And I think that's what most people don't realize, is that we have such a large nonprofit community here locally in the Sacramento region, but also nationwide. Until you actually need that type of resource, I don't think people really truly value what nonprofits are doing for our communities. I think this year, especially this past year, during, our pandemic and things like that, people needed those resources more than ever. Really, people got to see what nonprofits do.
Right. So I was the one nonprofit that really stood out to me was the St. John's nonprofit for homeless women and their children. What an amazing program they have, and the kids were just so resilient, right? And you could see they were probably living in some very difficult circumstances, maybe only 3 weeks before we visited them, and they were just bright, funny kids, and to have them be there to step in and give these kids and their mothers an opportunity, that it just warmed my heart. That was fantastic. What a great program, right?
Yeah, and the things that's St. John's program for Real Change, and they're located here in Sacramento, and they do an amazing work in giving back to our communities and really helping those women and children. But, you know, I think that's Make a Difference Monday is every Monday we have different speakers. We have different nonprofit volunteer events that we do. And I think that's probably one of the most surprising things about our program is that people come in and think like, okay, well, what are we going to do as a Leaders United? How are we going to help? How are we going to help this, campaign? And truly learning the why of the Our Promise campaign, I think is the most important piece. Is, why is the Our Promise campaign so important? Why is it important for people to donate, make a charitable contribution? So can you talk a little bit about, your experience with the Our Promise campaign in your state department that you formerly worked at and all the different types of things that they would do?
Previously I was with CDCR, and how I got involved with Our Promise is I was out at our Aerojet campus, and I was asked to work on our kickoff event there, and great group of folks that I worked with out there, and we were successful, right? So we knew how to throw a party, right? And from there, I was pulled into the department-wide, and I was asked to become the Leaders United for 2 years in a row. And then I was the co-chair for the department 2 years in a row. It was, and the CDCR was also very generous in their giving. And you know how large that department is. We were able to go into the institutions, and during the pandemic, move to things online. That was a great experience, right?
Yeah, and it really shows that, there's all kinds of state departments, which I don't think people really truly understand, the complexity of state agencies and state departments, and, how there's such a variety across the board. And CDCR, California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, and they are the largest state department. There's 65,000 employees alone in that department, and that varies from institutions up to the Oregon border, down to the San Diego, and out to the east in the deserts. So there's in that itself, and being back and with the correctional officers and all of their different employees as well. And I think CDCR did a really good job at promoting the Our Promise campaign, and always has been a great supporter of the program.
Yeah, for sure.
Why would you encourage others to join this program?
Well, okay. One of the taglines of Our Promise is find your passion, right? And while I was a state employee, and I certainly enjoyed doing that, when I was brought in to do the Our Promise, that really reignited my passion, for public service. And I had worked in politics previously, and having worked through Our Promise really gave me the opportunity to realize my passion was to continue down the path of public service. So I'm no longer with the state, and I'm with a advocacy group downtown. And Our Promise was definitely a selling point, having that on my resume, and it sharpened my skills. So I'm grateful to have been a part of that. It really made a difference for me personally. So if folks are out there and they're thinking, they want to get involved, go for it, because it's you'll get a lot out of it personally.
We really appreciate that, Tom. And we were so grateful to have you as part of our program. And you've just been always a supporter of our program. We really, really appreciate that. No matter what, no matter now that you've left state, you're always, there on a whim for us to call and ask questions and get feedback. And we just are grateful for you and your knowledge and your background and everything that you've done for us. I think that's what's really kind of shocking for people who come into the Loop program is, what are from it? How is it going to make them a better employee? How is it going to make them a better person? And I think that there are a lot of things find your passion professionally, as far as maybe it opens other networks and other opportunities across state level, agency, department level. And then I think helps, personally, like it stirs something up, inside to say, I think I want to volunteer. I think I maybe want to give back to this charity that I never knew about. And I learned along the way being in the Our Promise program. So I think that's one of our great parts.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, yes. And we just are, if anybody has any questions, definitely feel free to, let us know on Facebook, and we'd love to get to know you better and know more. And we're really grateful for Tom being here today. But now we've all been waiting for, we're going to spin the wheel to select a winner for the prize drawing.
Yes.
So while we wait for that, Tom, how long have you been in your new position?
Just a couple months now. All right.
Awesome. Exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah. Not a bad view, huh? No.
Not bad at all. All right, here we go. It's spinning.
Oh, all right. Wait, I could win Janelle Monáe tickets? Is that what I'm saying? No. Oh, no.
Not quite.
Oh, darn.
So Jeffrey Mrizik of the California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office. Awesome.
Hey.
Fantastic. So we are going to go ahead and send a confirmation email headed to you. Remember, everybody, if you've already entered, you still have a chance to win. We're going to draw the next time at the next Leaders United live session, which will be on next Tuesday. So thank you for joining us. Feel free to check us out at our website at ourpromiseca.org, and definitely take a look and be involved in the Our Promise campaign. If you're a state campaign, will be coming up on September 1st. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye, Tabitha.